Olympic gold medalist swimmer Amy Van Dyken left paralyzed from the waist down in an ATV accident over the summer here in Arizona. But she has been handling her recovery like the Olympian she is, giving it everything she's got.
She's hoping for a miracle, that she will eventually walk again. And just last week, physical therapists at Barrow Neurological Institute, they had her taking steps on a treadmill for the first time. Safe
to say, Amy is getting her mojo back, and she took me for a ride in her Camaro. We grabbed lunch, and we talked about everything. It's a sweet car, the Camaro SS. Olympian Amy Van Dyken says the SS stands for super sexy. That's how she feels when she's behind the wheel.
How hard was it to kind of get this whole thing down?
You know, the hardest part is just realizing that you can actually do it. This just takes a lot of practice, and I've done a lot of practice with it. You know, I drive myself to go get coffee with the girls, or hang out and go shopping, go grocery shopping. So,
and to have that freedom, it's worth figuring it out, right?
Oh, it absolutely is. Yeah. And some days are more beautiful than others. That one was not good.
I thought it looked great.
It's all good.
So the first several times you did this, were you like, oh God, it's so much
hard. Yes. And then you get used to it, and
it's just second nature.
It's second nature now. Yeah, I can do it really quickly. I can actually do it in under a minute. I'll race my husband Tom. The model of this Camaro came out, and I fell in love with it, and Tom bought it for me. Well, I got injured, and first thing that he wanted to do was get the van, get one of those cars. And I looked at him. I said, no, I'm keeping the Camaro. So I got to keep my car, which is great. It's pretty cool.
So you still got the style aspect going,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, Carrie, I gotta look good.
I can't wait. Well, I'm gonna get in the car. I'm gonna go with Amy, and you guys are gonna go to lunch, and we're gonna go to Vegas. So we'll see you guys later tonight, depending on how we do.
That's right.
And with that, we're off.
Wow, this engine.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and the thing that I love too is with the hand controls, I can still floor it.
But instead of Vegas, we decided to cruise around Scottsdale. In the grand scheme of it, getting used to the chair and then also getting the car, how much freedom has that given you?
The car was the biggest thing. When I saw that Designated Motors had done what they had done to my car, I lost it. Started crying because, again, I didn't know that I was going to be able to drive my Camaro again. This is me. I am rock and roll. I am, live at full throttle, and this is kind of a rock and roll, live at full throttle kind of car.
It took some relearning to drive this car without using the foot pedals.
So yeah, I push forward to brake, and then I twist.
I can't even tell there's a difference. I mean, it feels like it's driving the exact same way.
Good, I'm glad. That's the way it's supposed to be. I don't want to jerk you around. You can see there's different buttons here, and I can actually get it so that I have a horn, and I can have my turn signals. I can do my cruise control there. The horn, sometimes I wouldn't mind.
Oh yeah, you need to have a horn.
Exactly.
And how appropriate that the middle finger would operate the horn.
Totally.
Prevent you from using it.
Totally.
Amy's husband, Tom Ruin, a former punter for the Denver Broncos, met up with us for lunch.
Do you need any help?
No, actually, I just have to make sure that I have everything I need, because getting back in is really not fun. Something interesting is, where do you put your purse? Right?
Where do you put your purse?
I've got little hooks, and I actually put it on the back.
You are a resourceful woman.
You've got to be.
At lunch, Amy talked about the weeks leading up to the accident.
Well, we have the ATVs and the motorcycles, obviously, and that's where I got hurt. And everyone was like, well, did you know, did you have that feeling you were going to get hurt? And I said, no, but 2-3 weeks before, we were riding the Harley, and I'm on the back, and I had a really bad feeling. I'm like, this is not good. We need to get off. This is bad.
Wow, really?
Isn't that weird?
What do you think? Do you think that was like a premonition or something?
I think so. Everyone says that if you have a really bad accident, you have a feeling that something's going to happen. And I had it just weeks before.
She's documented so much of her life on social media, including this Instagram post, the last picture before the accident, taken 23 weeks ago. Amy lying on the driveway with her dog Kuma. The next image, posted a few days later, is the first Amy posted after the accident. The first picture of what can only be described as Amy's new life, taken from her hospital bed.
Take us back to that moment when you knew you were in trouble.
Yeah, this is the weirdest thing. I remember finishing my meal, saying goodbye to the people next to us, pushing in my chair, and that's it. I don't remember anything else. And the next morning I woke up, and that's when Dr. Toomey Allen said, here's your x-ray, and he showed it to me on his iPhone. And he said, this is really bad. you're probably not going to come out of it, so you need to say goodbye. I knew that it was severe because my sister, who was 37 weeks pregnant, flew in. You're not supposed to do that.
The point where you went, before they even said you're paralyzed from the waist down, that you already knew that?
I already knew that.
You did.
I
They
knew
didn't need
it.
to tell you that.
No, I knew that from pretty early on. I don't remember ever being told that I was. I just knew it. And I would ask, like, how bad is it? Things like
How
that.
did you know? Just because you couldn't move your legs?
Yeah, I couldn't move them, couldn't feel them, you know, so I knew.
There were two options, give up or forge ahead. She chose the latter. Amy has so much she wants to do. Getting through rehab, learning to use her body differently, those are priorities. She's had a lot of milestones, from getting out of the hospital in full beast mode to taking her first dip in her backyard pool.
And training and sweating and grunting and crying. So when you see someone in a wheelchair, realize that they've done that and they've trained as hard as an Olympian.
Amy Van Dyken has 6 Olympic gold medals. She earned every single one of them. But what she's doing now is earning her independence. And that doesn't come with a medal.
You know, you said, I guess I'm an inspiration, and I'm thinking, well, duh, yeah, you are. Do you like carrying that? That's kind of a heavy weight to carry, because if you have a weak moment, you feel like, oh, am I letting people down?
Yeah, but I don't feel like that.
No?
I don't, because I feel like if I have a weak moment, they need to know about it. You know, you don't want people to think you're superhuman, because that's ridiculous.
You
no
are
one
human.
is.
Let me pinch you.
Right, right.
She is flesh.
The thing that people need to realize is I trained really hard to win 6 gold medals. I'm training way harder right now to get my life back.
And she is definitely getting her life back. Amy and I talked about so much on our lunch date. We spent hours together.
Yeah, you guys hit it off. You can tell.
You
That's
know what?
cool.
Honestly, John, it's impossible not to hit it
Yeah,
off.
she's
if
amazing.
you don't like Amy Van Dyken, there's something wrong with you. She is a one-of-a-kind, cool person. And you can catch it all in my half-hour special coming up this Friday. It's called The Champions Drive, Friday night, right here on Fox 10, starting at 9:30.
I'll be here.
Yes.
Really cool story. That is amazing. Thank you, Carrie.